Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. I can't believe we're in the last month of the year. That is so crazy to me. We're going to get the TBR jar out for this video. I haven't used this for a while because I hadn't updated it for ages, and a lot of the books in here, some of them I'd read anyway of my own accord. I need to take those out and update them with the new books that I bought throughout the year. So we're getting the jar out. We're going to use this to blindly choose my December TBR. I know I did say in one of my previous YouTube videos that actually in December I was going to read completely fantasy and probably finish the Zodiac Academy series. Oh wow, I just need drops to the jar. Can you imagine if that broke? But yeah, so I did say I was going to finish the Zodiac Academy series. I'm not doing that. I don't know why I say these things because I've been such a mood reader this year. I knew full well, because of the way my reading month went in November, where I read 14 books, I was absolutely flying. You could not pry a book from my hands if you tried in November. Because of the way that went, and I read a lot of dark romance, I just thought to myself, I don't know if I'm ready to just read fantasy again yet. And I've realised as well I've got a really busy December. I thought committing to multiple 600, 700, 800 page books is not probably the best idea because it's going to take me so long to read through them. So I thought we're going to get the jar out, we're going to pick the TBR out of here. Hopefully it's a good one because I just want to kind of mix it up and just go from there. So yeah, I really just need to stop saying what I think I'm going to read a month ahead, because why would I say that? Why would any mood reader say that? Because we all know when we get there, that's just, it's not going to happen, is it? So yeah, like I said, I've updated this. I'm going to pick 8 books out of here because I am starting a vlog as well next week, which is reading some of my most highly anticipated reads that I have been putting off literally the whole year. So I'm hoping to read 2, potentially 3 books in that vlog, which means if I pick 8 out of here, we've got at least 10 books, maybe 11 books to read throughout the month, which I think is more than enough. Let's get started. This is my TBR cart. Should I just be picking books straight out of my TBR cart? Absolutely yes I should, but I'm not going to. When I've done these in the past, it's always picked out a really solid TBR, so yeah. Okay, so that is Twisted by Emily McIntyre. So this is part of the Never After series. I've only read the first 3 books and I have had Twisted and Crossed on my physical TBR for over a year now. I really enjoy this series. I think it's really easy. It kind of gives you fantasy feelings, but it's obviously not a fantasy book, and it's fractured fairy tale retelling. So I think Twisted is Jasmine and Jafar, which is from Aladdin. So I'm pretty sure that's what this retelling is. It says on the back, she's his diamond in the rough and he's her worst nightmare. I'm not entirely sure what the tropes are in this, but I think, is this the one that's a slow burn or is it Crossed? I haven't read a slow burn for ages. But anyway, book number 1, Twisted by Emily McIntyre. Dark Restraint by Katie Robert. That is unreal timing because actually I don't think it was in October, I think it was the month before I read 2 books from the Dark Olympus series, and Dark Restraint is the last one that I've got to read before the next one comes out, because I think there's 7 books out at the moment and there's going to be 10 books in total, and I haven't read that one yet, and I am looking for short reads and I'm pretty sure it's quite a short one. Here it is. She did recently actually update the covers on these, but because I've started the whole entire series with these covers, if anyone is curious, I think in the UK where you can get these covers still, I got this on Blackwell's, so you can get a lot of alternate cover editions and everything on Blackwell, so just in case you're curious and you don't want to have to switch up the vibe, because that just drives me insane. But then I also have this issue where I also love the new covers, so I might have to buy the whole entire series in the new covers as well. But that can wait. Who is this? So this is Ariadne and the Minotaur, or the Minotaur, I don't know how you say some of these names. And obviously these are Greek mythology retellings. I love this series so much. I just have so much fun with it. And yeah, it is quite a short one. It's only 295 pages, so that is perfect because I am going to be quite busy throughout the Christmas period. This has an overarching plot in it, so actually knowing who this book focuses on, what characters these focus on, I feel like the plot is really gonna take a whole step forwards in this because it's so good so far. Like really love this series so much, so I'm excited to read that. Next, it's really hard to do this and not look while you're doing it. Descent. I'm pretty sure that actually got picked out by my jar earlier on in the year, and obviously I didn't get around to reading it. That's by San Mariano, and I love, well actually I say I love San Mariano, I've only read one of her books, and it was a dark bully romance called Even If It Hurts, and it was just one of the craziest things I've ever read, but it was so good. And I think Descent is a dark billionaire romance. Let me just go and grab it. I have been wanting to read this for so long. and I haven't got around to it yet. And yeah, it's a dark billionaire romance, but that's all I know about it. And if she writes this book anything like she wrote Even If It Hurts, the MMCs, I've heard that she writes the most unhinged, crazy MMCs you've ever read, and I mean, she did not disappoint. Chase Darrington in Even If It Hurts is still to this day, I would put him in my top 3 red flag MMCs, which are kind of the MMC which you love, but actually low-key you would never want anything to do with them. Whereas like Zaid Meadows, for example, bit of a red flag, but you do kind of, you know, if you ended up with Zaid Meadows, it's not the end of the world. You wouldn't want to end up with Dare, so very excited to see what this book's like. I haven't really heard many reviews on it either, so I feel like I'd be going in kind of blind to it. I don't know loads about it and I haven't heard a lot about it, but sometimes I find that when you go in you don't know too much about a book, you have even more fun because you don't know what's coming, you don't know what to expect, so yes, excited. Wolf E, that's literally right there. This was very kindly sent to me by somebody who subscribed to me. It was very, very sweet. I think I've actually still got the note that came with this. She very kindly purchased this for me off my wish list. So grateful when you guys do that. It, honestly, I can't even explain how grateful I am when that happens. I actually do keep these because it just makes me feel so, I don't even know. And on the note she wrote, love a British booktuber that loves dark romance. This book is on my TBR also and can't wait to read. Also my favourite book cover designer, who also designed the cover for Bourbon and Lies, my fave read of 2024, from Danielle. So thank you so much, Danielle. Also, Bourbon and Lies is actually on my wishlist as well, because this, do you know what? It makes so much sense that you've said that now, because I've just realised that I thought that that cover looks so similar to this cover, and yes, it's the same cover designer. Those covers are stunning. I don't have any covers that look like this. It is honestly, it's so nice. And this is a dark motorcycle club romance, and I haven't read an MC romance in ages. This is a relatively new release. I think this came out this year, and it's by Paisley Hope, so I'm really excited. I mean, this cover is just, it's one of those books that you want to face that way around on your shelves. I would if I had space, but I don't. I'm so buzzing that that got picked out of that jar. Antihero by Sarah Kate. Let me just try and locate that book. I'm trying to think where it would be on my shelves. Okay, I found it. It was right at the bottom, right at the back, because my shelves go back down there. This is the first book in, is it the Good Brothers? Is that Good or Good? I'm not sure. Good Brothers series. I've got this one and I've got the second book. I love the alternate covers of these. I think they're really nice. These tropes I think are pretty, I think it's got the cheating trope in it. I'm not entirely sure, but it's, we're back with clubs. You know, Sarah Kate loves to write romances about certain types of clubs. I think this follows that same kind of story. I really don't know. Oh, fake dating. I love fake dating. It did say on the back on the blurb, our fake dating scheme isn't enough. We need videos. Interesting. Okay, well, that is definitely going to be bumped right up. I think I'm going to try and read that next week because that sounds really good. I think the third book as well recently came out, which is called The Heartbreaker or something along those lines. So this is going to be really fun. And I think this is meant to be really, really spicy. I haven't actually seen loads of reviews for that, but I think every review I have seen has definitely been a 5-star review, so. And I haven't read a lot by Sarah Kate. I've only read Praise, which I think is criminal that I've only read one Sarah Kate book, but I loved Praise and I gave it 4.75 stars. I thought it was incredible. So more Sarah Kate coming soon. This is a really good TBR, I think. Definitely not fantasy, is it? My fantasy December has gone out the window. Drive. Oh, Kate Stewart. That's the Bittersweet Symphony duet. I have not read a Rockstar romance for so long. Okay, so this is the first book, which is Drive. All I know is that everybody says this is really emotional in typical Kate Stewart style. I have not read anything by Kate Stewart since I read the Ravenhood trilogy, but I think the way that she writes is absolutely phenomenal. I'm obsessed with her, and that is one of my favourite trilogies I've ever read of all time, ever. And this is Rockstar romance, so I'm not sure what the other tropes in it are. It sounds really good. So it's the first one in a duet, and then Reverse is the second one, but Reverse is really, it's really chunky, so I might have to save this. Oh wow, it's like a 600-page book. So I might have to save Drive for towards the end of the month, so that then I can go straight into this one, because I don't like it when I start series and if I can help it, I like to not stop in the middle. Unless, for example, with Zodiac Academy, I did that for a reason, because the books to come were just so long that I just wanted to actually sit down and have the time with them to finish it. So I think I'm going to adopt the same sort of process with this, but I'm really excited to read this because I've heard nothing but good things. And I actually think I've had these on my physical TBR for, I want to say, nearly 2 years. So it's about time that I read these. And that is Heavy Crown by Sophie Lark. Okay, that is actually part of the Brutal Birthright series, which I've only read the first book. So instead of reading Heavy Crown, because I think that might be the last one or the second to last one, I'm going to switch it out for Stolen Air, which is the second book in that series, because obviously I want to read it in order. So this is also one of my favourite covers ever. I love covers that have like dancers or ballet dancers or ballerinas on the front. I don't know why, I just think they're so aesthetically pleasing. I love Brutal Prince. I think I actually read that in a vlog earlier on in the year, and it was really fun. And I think this follows, what family is this? Because there's 2 families in this series, and I think they're rival families, and there are some crossovers with regards to the love interests in it. Brutal Prince, I think I gave it like 3.5 or 3.75 stars. It was really good. It was just fun. It was just like really fun. But yeah, I think I'll read this one obviously instead of Heavy Crown. Kind of cheating, but not really. This is also going to be a quick read. I think I read Brutal Prince in like a day or a day and a half. It was very, you just fly through it. Like, Sophie Lark's writing is so easy and fun to follow, and you can just fly through her books. So that's a really good pick for this month, because time is of the essence in December. Okay, so the last book, Aria by Jennifer Hartman. I think that's on my TBR cart. Okay, so actually that is part of another duet. So Aria is the first book. Okay, that's good. So Aria, I think this is also Rockstar Romance. This is by Jennifer Hartman. I've only read Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, and I gave that, I think it was like 4.5 stars. I read it so long ago, maybe like 2 years ago. But I love the way that she writes. She's a really good author. I actually bought these books because I thought the covers were pretty. And I knew that they were Rockstar Romances. I think it's a second chance Rockstar Romance. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the covers on this are so pretty. Okay, well this sounds good. I mean, it seems to be a month of Rockstar Romances and reading books that have been sat on my physical TBR for the longest time. So this has been a very good TBR. I don't know what it is about these jars, but I just think they're pretty magical, the way they pick out your TBRs. Every single month I've used this jar, it has always picked out the best selection of books, and I feel like this is a really good mix of dark romance, contemporary romance, rockstar romance, all the best tropes, and they're all different, because sometimes, I think in October, or was it September, everything that I picked was just so dark romance heavy that I actually got sick of reading dark romance, which to say that is, because I don't get sick of dark romance ever, but I think I was reading dark romance after dark romance. And in November I read quite a lot of dark romances, so this is a really good selection because they're not all overly dark, which is good. And then there are a couple of books, like I say, that I'm going to be reading in a vlog next week, which I've been putting off for the whole entire year, and they are actually quite hefty books because I've got a week off work, so I thought that's the perfect time to sit down and read them, because I think every single book is 500, 600, 700 pages, but they are books I've put off for so long, and I'm really, really excited to read them. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss that vlog coming up. Let me know what books you guys are going to be reading in December. Are you going to be reading fantasy? Are you going to be reading Christmas rom-coms? Every year I buy a Christmas rom-com to try and read, but I don't like rom-coms. They're just not my favourite book, and I just never read them, so I've stopped doing that now, because I must have about 7 or 8 Christmas books that I've collected over the last couple of years that I just haven't got around to reading. Any recommendations for any future videos as well down below. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming content, and I'll see you guys in my next video.